The heating in the house in Bracken Park is controlled by a programmable room thermostat. A programmable room thermostat is a room thermostat that turns itself up and down according to the time schedule that you prefer. So you decide what time you're getting up and what temperature you want it to be at that time. And similarly, when you go to bed, you decide when you're going to bed, and it automatically follows that routine. So this is the thermostat. And on the left you see the LCD panel, and on the right you have a door here with some buttons behind. The first thing you see up at the top is the actual room temperature. And you can see the house symbol here with the thermometer, which means you're looking at the inside temperature. Currently it's 27 degrees. Down here we see a clock symbol, which means that we're in automatic mode, so it's following the preset programs. At the moment, at this time of day, at 4:15 in the afternoon, we want the temperature to be 15 degrees. Obviously it's more than 15 degrees, so the heat is not on. The day is Wednesday. This line here, the up and down line here, signifies that we're following a program where we have multiple rising and lowering of the temperature throughout the day. We have an up and down arrow button here, and I'll come back to those in a while. If you open the flap, you have a user guide here that you can pull out and refer to, and we have some buttons. First button you see is mode. The mode that we're in at the moment is automatic mode, you can see by the clock, and it's following multiple temperature changes throughout the day. If you were at home sick, for instance, or if it was a bank holiday and you wanted the temperature to be even in the house throughout the day, you could press mode, and you're now in what we'll call an all-day mode. And you can see the symbol has changed now to coming on once and going off once. So it's now just one rise and one fall throughout the day. And you can see the temperature has changed to 20 degrees. So now we don't want the temperature in the house to fall below 20 degrees at any time between our first on time and our last off time. The next mode is a frost protection mode. So if you're going skiing in the winter, you would put this mode on, and your house would now not be allowed to go below 5 degrees C. Okay, so that protects you against frost. Pressing it again returns you to your normal mode, where it follows multiple rising and lowering temperatures. To program it, to set the times and temperatures that you want it to follow, we'll press program. And we'll see the first event is our first event in the morning. So at 6:30 a.m. we want it to be 20 degrees. And this is, bear in mind, for Wednesday. If we wanted to be lower, say you were happy with 18 degrees in the morning, and you didn't get up until, you raise and lower your temperatures here, and you change your time with the plus and minus buttons. So say you were getting up a little bit later, maybe at 7 a.m, you change it here. A long press moves it on by 10-minute intervals, and short presses moves it by 1-minute intervals. So now our first event is, we want at 7 a.m, we want it to be 18 degrees. When we're happy with that, we press the next button, and we now do the second event of the day. And this typically is when you're leaving the house or going out to work. So by default it's set at 8:30 a.m. and 15 degrees. So we've gone from a comfortable temperature of 18 degrees at 7:30, I think it was, and we're going to maintain that 18 degrees until 8:30, and then allow the building to fall no lower than 15 degrees. Then we might have a lunchtime setting. Somebody might be coming home for lunch, so we'll say, right, no, we don't come home for lunch at 11:30, we'll come home at, say, 12:30. We want it warm by 1 o'clock. So at 12:30 we'll have 19 degrees. All of these times and all of these temperatures are freely programmable at every event. You can choose whatever temperature you want at whatever time. So the next event, let's say we'll press next. Now we're on our fourth event, so we're going back to work for 2 o'clock. So at 1:30 we'll bring it back down to 15 degrees again. So that seems logical. The next event is coming home. Let's say we're home at 5 o'clock. We'd want it back up to 20 degrees for 5, so setting it at 4:30 is probably a good idea. And the last event of the day, the sixth event, is our going to bed time. So if you went to bed at 11 o'clock, then you could turn the heat down, not off, but down at 10:30. So now we're setting that to 15 degrees. You can set it lower, you can set it higher. They're all freely programmable. 15 degrees is a good temperature. It's cool, but it's quite easy to raise 15 to 20. It's quite economical. Now bear in mind, we have all the settings done for Wednesday. You can press next again and it'll go back to the first setting. So now you can check what you've done. 7 a.m. we want it to be 18 degrees. And then at 8:30, back down to 15. 12:30 we'll home for lunch, bring it up to 19. and 1:30 we're going out again, lower the temperature. Home from work, 20 degrees please, and then set it back overnight. If you're happy with those, you can copy them from Wednesday into Thursday, Friday and every other day if you choose. You press the day button and you'll see Wednesday will change to Thursday, and then we'll just press copy and you'll see the times changed here, and you can go through these and check that they are exactly as you want them to be, and then you can press day and copy, and you'll always be copying the previous day. Now if you go to Saturday, you might want, well, you mightn't want to get up at 6:30, so you could change that using these buttons again. Everything is freely changeable, and you can set it to whatever time and temperature that you want. And I think this is obvious now. You can change whichever settings we need. Your day, and you can just do day and copy into each particular day that you want. Okay, and when you're finished, we press the program button and that brings you back out. So now you've set the routines for every day, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth event for every day of the week, and that will follow it. If you find that you come home, let's say it's winter time, it's summer now so it's very hot in here, but let's say you came home early. The heat isn't scheduled to come on until 16:30, so say you came home early and it was, I don't know, 15 degrees or 16 degrees. You could always manually raise this by pressing the up arrow button. Okay, so now we've raised it up and you see the hand flashing here to say that we're in a kind of a manual mode. So we've made an adjustment, and that adjustment will last, so that will heat the house if it was, obviously it's very warm in here now, but if it was 15 degrees or 16 degrees, and that would bring the heat on until it got to 20. And that manual adjustment would last until the next programmed event. So in this instance, it's only going to last for 8 minutes because the next event is at 16:30. And similarly, if you were going out, you could, and if it was, let's say it was 8 p.m. and it was programmed to be 20 degrees, you were going out to the cinema or whatever, you could manually lower it back down to 15 degrees. And then the heat you would conserve energy in that way. Okay.